What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and I'm about to go on a little run. But before I do, I want to tell a little story about perseverance. This was a time I was in college, and my wife and I, we were going to move. We were living in Oxon Hill, Maryland. We were going to move all the way to Hagerstown, Maryland. So, as we're moving, I'm attending school, and the school that I was attending was very far, from where we were living, where we were going to live. So what I had to do was, every morning, my wife and I had to get up, and she would drive me to the shuttle bus, right? And the shuttle bus was $5 going, $5 coming back. And I would have to take the shuttle bus. It'd be like 5 in the morning. And I had to take the shuttle bus all the way from Hagerstown, Maryland, and take that ride all the way, like a 3-hour drive, 3-hour ride, all the way to, I think it was Shady Grove, the red line for the metro. Those in DC know what I'm talking about. And I had to take the train to UDC. And I had to do this that entire semester. And I had to do it because I wanted to get back in school. And I knew, and they told me that I couldn't fail one class, because if I failed one class, they wouldn't let me back in. And, I had enough to get a refund check, and I needed that refund check because we were going to use that money to move and help pay the rent. So I had to get on my hustle mode. I had to, get up five something in the morning, be driven to the shuttle bus, pay that $5 to get on the shuttle bus, take that trip all the way to Shady Grove, just to get to my first class on time. And I think I had maybe three. I think I had three or four classes all together. I can't remember, like 3 or 4 classes all together. And when my class was over, I ain't had time to socialize. When my classes were over, I had to rush straight back to the metro station, go back from Van Ness to Shady Grove, and then catch the shuttle bus to get all the way back up to Hagerstown. I had to do this for a whole semester just so I could pass. And when I got home, I had to, knock that homework out, and knock it out to the best of my ability. My wife helped me, and we had to do this every day for that whole semester. And I think maybe 3-4 classes. I knew that I was doing well enough to get an A on all the classes except for my math. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to get in my math class. I was like, if ever there was a class I was sweating, it was my math class. I was sweating that math class like you wouldn't believe, man. When I think I'm failing a test, I don't know, because the teacher wouldn't tell us what grades we got. Even though she said, we're gonna collect the papers and I'm gonna grade them and give them back to you. She collected them, but she never gave them back, so nobody knew what grades we got, right? So I'm nervous, man. I'm sweating, man. I'm nervous. I'm like, cause they told me, if I fail, they said I can't get no C's. I can't get a C. They said if I got so much as a C on one of my classes, that was it for me. So I'm like, yo, I'm stressing hard. So like, you know what? I'm going back and forth from Hagerstown, DC. I'm back every day. And one day, I'm back home in Hagerstown. And my wife, this is the time, like, the semester was over, and the report cards were being sent out. So the report cards got sent home. So my wife got the report card. And she let me know, she said, babe, I got your grades. I'm like, okay, what's up? I said, well, on the public speaking and the English and all that stuff, you got A's. I was like, okay, I'm sure about that. I knew that. I knew that already, because those two classes, the teacher told me what I got, so I already knew that I was stepping out with an A on those two classes, so I was good. It was that math though. She's like, but the math. She's like, you didn't get an A. I was like, okay, like what I get. So she gave me the report card, and I looked at it, and I got a B, which meant I passed it. I passed the standard. You know, when I tell you, like, I was so elated, ain't even a word. I don't even know how to, like, I don't know if you want to say euphoric, elated. I don't even know. But the way I felt when I hugged my wife, I broke down and cried. Like, I was crying hard. Because the backstory to that is, for many years in college, I had long since failed college. Long since failed college. And I knew, like, it had been like a long time since I was an active student at that school. Like, I would go up there front like I was a student, but I really wasn't. Perpetrating the fraud, but I wasn't a student. So, you know, when I was going to class, I was like, okay, I'm on a mission. I called it ninja mode, because but a few people knew that I was back in school. But a few people knew. But I was on ninja mode. Like, I had my hood on. Like, I would go to school with my hood on my head, and nobody knew I was there. I would have my hood on. I would go to class, go to my next class, and leave straight out. I wouldn't say hi to nobody. I had to get straight on that bus to get back home, just to get myself together and stuff, get my homework done, to go to bed early so I can get up way early, to go back on the shuttle bus, to go back to class. These are everyday things, so I ain't had time for socializing, because I was on a mission. But when I got those grades, I broke down and cried. Like, I held my wife and she held me, and I boo-hooed my eyes out. Like, for real, like, that was one of the proudest moments I've ever had in my life. One of the, it's like top three moments, top three proudest moments I've ever had in my life, ever. And like, all of that, cause I feel like all of that hard work, it paid off. Like, I succeeded in something. I could have, for a long time, I felt like a failure. Me going to the school and not being a student, like, I felt like a failure. So when I passed it, I finally felt like I did something. I finally felt like I accomplished something. Like, I felt like I was a winner. Let me start jogging now. I felt like I was a winner. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I was a winner. And I felt like I wasn't a failure in other people's eyes. Like, I felt like, okay, I did something. I set my mind to it. It was hard, but I did something. And I cried so hard. And the reason why my wife played that trick on me is because I had played a similar trick on my daughter, where she's the same way when it comes to her education, like I am. I'm gonna start jogging now. So when my daughter had her classes, she thought that she had got a C, and to her, a C is failure. Sound like me. Sound like her mother. To her, a C is failure. So I played a trick on her. I told her she got a C one time, and she actually was about to cry, because she wanted all A's. But she got an A. I was just playing with her. So my wife decided to get me back for doing the same thing, because she knew that how I am about my grades and my education. So she played a trick on me. It broke me down. But that moment was a release for me. Like, for the first time in a long time, I felt like I conquered something. in my life that for a long time I thought I would never do. For a long period of time, I felt like I would never accomplish something worthy of recognition. So when I did, I broke down. And that goes to show everybody who's listening to this. Perseverance and determination is real. Like, the things that are worth having are going to be very difficult to achieve. That's why when you do achieve them, you can stick your chest up because you can say for a fact that, yes, I did something. Yes, I accomplished something. So, never forget that perseverance and determination are the engines for success. You gotta want it, okay? So, go out there and get it. Peace.